Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm here with Roger Felix. He is the Enrollment Services Manager of Job Corps here in Bangor, and Marie is an advanced baking student of the program. Thank you both for being with us today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Can you explain what Job Corps is and what their mission is?
Job Corps is a residential training and educational facility. There's two of them in Maine, and we train 16 to 24-year-old young adults for growth and to obtain employment and to maintain employment after they get hired.
And that kind of is what your advanced program is in, right? You're
Right.
maintaining and you're
Yes.
moving up and doing better, right? Can you explain what your advanced program is like?
For me, we pretty much get to go over more of like the nitty-gritty details of culinary. We branch off into baking, obviously, with the advanced baking. Like the first thing we did in the class was we got to make eclairs, like
Yeah.
from scratch. It was great. It was fun.
I know, because there's all sorts of things you could specify when it comes to baking.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, are you going to start with baking bread? It's like, or we could do crepes, or eclairs. There's everything you
That
could
was
do.
our little test run, and then the first thing that officially counted towards our learning program was learning breads.
Yeah.
So
And I'm sure with baking bread, it's a learning experience every time you bake a bread.
you'd be surprised. It's pretty easy.
Well, anytime I bake a bread, it's different every time. So you'll have to show me next time. But Roger, I mean, what types of skills other than baking and culinary can people do?
Well, for our centers here in Maine, we have a multitude of trades, everything from the construction trades,
Yeah.
carpentry, electrical, painting, masonry, and we also have other advanced training programs up north at our other facility in Loring for commercial driving.
Yep.
The commercial driving right now is in high demand.
High demand. Yep.
Healthcare here in Bangor. They teach CNA and CMA here in Bangor.
Yep.
And then they have an advanced pipe fitting program here in Bangor as well with our partnership with Bath Iron Works.
Cool.
And
Your
welding and the biggest thing is giving those employability soft skills as well, to where
Yeah.
when people go out they can maintain that job, and for the long haul, and a lot of leadership training as well. Taylor was one of our leaders at Loring, and she came down here, and I know she's expanding on her leadership here in Bangor as well, because it's inside her. She's contagious when it comes to that. In a positive way that people will want to follow her. So
Right.
many different things. Plus they can continue their education. If they haven't had their education, they can get their HiSET, their HSE,
Yep.
which is normally used to be the GED.
Yep.
Go on
yeah.
and get their high school diploma. And then even further than that, we have advanced training programs with both of the community colleges, Eastern Maine Community College and Northern Maine Community College, where they continue to be a Job Corps student and taking care of their room and board while they go to college as a normal student on an everyday setting. So it's basically a bridge to allow people to go from where they're at in growth and grow to take that next step, either in employment, more training, college, military, but get them more rounded and better prepared for their future.
Yeah. So how is it different than one of the community colleges, would you say?
Well, I think the structure and the support systems would be nothing negative about community colleges. I think the trades are in dire need right now, and the push needs to be for more people to go into the technical trades.
Absolutely.
But the biggest thing that we are a 24/7 facility, and we have counselors that are broken down by the trade clusters, and so we got a lot more one-on-one. We have residential advisors to work with students in the evenings, and because everything happens, people get homesick, people have
Yeah.
struggles, but you have more people in that support system for you than in a normal college setting.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like college 1.0 before you prepare yourself to go to that next level.
Yeah. And you, Marie, you'd know firsthand. Do you live on site?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they, dorm style? What's it like?
It is dorm style. You can end up with maybe 4 roommates, depends on the
Yep.
room you're in.
Yep. I know I had a friend, stay on site, and she said it was more like a suite. She had more people in one
Yeah.
room. Yep. Cool. So it is similar to a college experience, but is it different in the funding? Like, you have financial assistance, correct, oftentimes?
For the funding, the one thing that Job Corps is different than the community colleges is that we're absolutely free.
Yeah.
We pay for everything, room, board, food, everything is including basic medical needs, and so
Yeah.
forth. So we're totally free, and well, really nothing's free. I mean, we're asking for the commitment.
Right.
We want them to commit in themselves and to their peers to help grow as a community. Often I never call the centers, I call them communities, because that's basically what we strive for. We want to be a community. We want, after she leaves and goes off and does great things, we want her to be able to come back and help mentor the next group of students.
Cool.
We never forget, we always following up with people.
Yeah, so it's a kind of microcosm of its own community, and
Right,
it's really bettering the community as a whole
Correct.
in Bangor here, because
Yeah.
these people will go on to serve much needed
Right.
occupations around the area.
Or as we joke about, one day we want to retire and they
Right.
can take over, right?
Right. That's smart. It's all forward thinking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I already asked that. And what does a student need to be in order to be eligible, on that note of it being free?
16 and 24.
Yep.
No major legal violations,
Right.
that sort of thing. Drug-free.
Yep.
And a willingness to want to change and commit themselves for growth. That's pretty much what it's all about, is them taking that step, and then we'll help them the rest of the way.
Wow. So you just got to apply.
Just got to
Yeah.
apply,
Cool.
that's it.
Cool.
And it may not be for you, that's okay.
Yeah.
But at least check it out.
Right.
And, a lot of times Job Corps are these little hidden gems in people's backyards that they don't know exist.
Yeah.
And, it's a very good program. Our students are our success.
Yeah.
That's our biggest. If anybody wanted to say, well, how's Job Corps? What's it all about? I'd be like, ask the students,
Yeah.
because they're
Right.
the ones that make it happen.
I know, and when you say what's it all about, there's so many things you've said right now that we could talk for about 40 minutes about.
Yes,
Like
yes.
you said, you partnered with Bath Ironworks too. It's
Yes,
like, that
both
is
centers have
incredible.
partners with Beth. We have multiple students that leave our facility and go on to work down there.
Yep.
One of our other major partners for truck driving is Warner Enterprises.
Yeah.
So we have students that come in that barely knew how to drive a car. Next thing you know, they're
Right.
driving an 18-wheeler cross country.
Right. And we're in dire need of truck drivers right now.
Truck drivers.
In all forms.
Yes. Truck drivers, medical, and
Yeah.
culinary.
Yeah.
I feed people.
Yes, that's always needed.
And everybody wants food.
Everybody, especially baked goods.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I mean, okay, well, what if a student has children? You guys said you don't have childcare on site, right?
We don't have childcare on site. However, we will accept, single parents. We know
Yep.
people are struggling out there. If they have a good, solid care plan for their child, they can apply.
Yep.
Some of them, they could either be a resident or a commuter. Residents such as Taylor is living in the dorms.
Yep.
We don't expect people to leave their family behind if they're
Yeah.
a local person and live in the dorms. So we do have the ability for some students to be commuters, where they come in the morning and they go home in the afternoon.
Cool. And I have noticed, I mean, it's not just, it is great for local people, but you guys bring people in from out of state too, right?
Yes,
Cool.
with the advantages of having the advanced training programs on our centers, Penobscot Job Corps having 2 advanced training programs, and up at Loring having 3, because we also have the IT fields up
Yeah.
at Loring. Cybersecurity, which is big,
That's a big deal.
We get students in from Washington State, California.
Yeah.
Other Job Corps will come in for more advanced training and
Yeah.
more detailed oriented training. And those people are very, those advanced training students like Taylor, they're very goal oriented.
Yeah.
By the time they get to that level, they know where they want to go after they get done here. And the focus is there. You see the entire change from when they first came in. Like normal people coming in, not knowing what direction they're going to go into, finding themselves and finding that voice and their purpose, and then continuing on from there.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't wait to eat in her bistro when
Yeah.
she ever gets one set up here. And
Yeah, me too.
It might not be in Maine.
Yeah,
I know,
there you
well,
go.
you know, we have to travel.
You have
It's
all
okay.
these connections from out of state now too.
Right.
And in your living situation, is it just advanced baking kids, or is it everybody too?
Currently, I share a room with CNA students actually,
Cool.
so
Nice. So yeah, you intermingle with all sorts of people
Yeah.
from all sorts of demographics.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for coming in today. This
Well,
has been
thank you
really
for having
informational.
us. We really appreciate it.
Of course, of course. You can always reach out.